the evaluation of life continuing after death. Concerning mainstream reductionistic, materialist scientists, there is no life after death, only the void, nothingness. This assumption is derived from the biblical fact that the brain is the source of consciousness, so when the body/brain ceases to function, dies, it is the end of experience for the human being. A quote from Stephen Hawking, theoretical physicist, sums up the arrogance and ignorance of most atheist scientists. I regard the brain as a computer which will stop working when its components fail. There is no heaven or afterlife for broken down computers. That is a fairy story for people afraid of the dark. My comment would be that body is a computer, however, that does not mean it is the end for the incarnating consciousness, as the body/brain is only the vehicle, not the producer of consciousness. The source of consciousness comes from the all that is beyond all dimensions, time and space, the all-aware infinite, which everything is within it. But of course, mainstream scientists reject such an idea. Let's examine why scientists believe what they believe. Atheist scientists generally view death as the finality of consciousness, dismissing the afterlife as wishful thinking, fairy stories, or comforting illusions created to manage fear. They emphasize that consciousness ceases when the brain stops functioning, viewing life as a brief, unique experience to be cherished rather than a prelude to eternity. Arguments for no afterlife: biological finality. The brain is a physical organ. When it dies, consciousness ends. There is no empirical evidence. Belief in an afterlife is largely considered a fairy story or wishful thinking rather than an evidence-based conclusion. They say we should value the present. The lack of an afterlife makes the current life more precious, as expressed by Dawkins when discussing the lottery of birth. Scientists once again ignoring the elephant in the room to protect their religion being scientism. Here are some more quotes to further emphasize the mentality we are dealing with. Carl Sagan, astronomer/cosmologist: I would love to believe that when I die, I will live again. But much as I want to believe that, I know of nothing to suggest that it is more than wishful thinking. Richard Dawkins, evolutionary biologist: we are going to die, and that makes us the lucky ones. Most people are never going to die because they are never going to be born. Albert Einstein, theoretical physicist: I do not believe in immortality of the individual, and I consider ethics to be an exclusively human concern with no superhuman authority behind it. Stephen Hawking: there is no reliable evidence for an afterlife, and it flies in the face of all we know in science. I think that when we die, we return to dust. Now that we have got that out of the way, let us move on to the next section of the article. That being near-death experiences. A near-death experience.